Howdy, my darling Virgo. How are you doing? And happy April, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to be jumping right into your tarot reading for the month of April and see what messages, what you're manifesting right now, what your spirit guides, what your spiritual team want you to know. And if you look down below, Virgo, because I acknowledge not every single Virgo is interested in hearing about their social life, right? So I always make a separation for those that want to just hear about their career, personal development, and all that there for the first section. And then the second section, there's a timestamp for the more social aspect, the person that's on your mind. So if you're wanting to understand what's going on with somebody, you can check that out later. But let's talk about you right now, Virgo, because you are the most important person that is on my mind right now. Right? So let's get into this. What is the energy that you are coming into this tarot reading with, my love, Virgo? What's going on here with you? Dealing with a lot of loss here. Four of Cups, Death, Three of Swords, friend, Knight of Pentacles, but you're going into forward momentum here. Forward momentum. Back of the deck is the King of Wands here, Virgo. All right, so I like this energy a lot here, Virgo. I feel as if that you are coming into this tarot reading at a place of where I think you're just fed up. Can I just say that, Virgo? I feel like you're just fed up with people. I feel like you are coming from this place where you used to always turn a blind eye towards people and towards a lot of red flags in your life there, and all it really did was come and bite you in the butt later on. And I hear it's just like no more second chances, right? And then I'm thinking about Tom and Jerry, which I could honestly turn on Tom and Jerry in the back right now just to fit the channeled message here, Virgo. But it's almost as if like you feel as if there's been like a cat and mouse game, a Tom and Jerry type of game there, and you're just kind of tired of the games, or tired of like, it's almost, if I were to get really specific right now, Virgo, I feel like you're fed up of like someone feeding you like a line of BS, and it's almost like you're feeling insulted by it because it's like they're feeding you this line of BS as if they think you're dumb enough to believe it, if I really were to get specific there. And so I think you're in this place right now where you're just really ready to let anything and anyone go if it means that you're able to level yourself up. I think you're finally getting to a place where you're just prioritizing yourself above anything and anyone else, Virgo, which in my personal opinion, I think is a good thing, right? Because I think being selfish is only a bad thing when you're a bad person being selfish, because if a good person is being selfish, they're prioritizing things to help them become a better person. And once they're able to become a better person and be in a better situation, that good person's able to spread more good in the world, right? And so I want you to be thinking about that, Virgo, is that as long as you're a good person, you're choosing to be selfish there, you're investing in yourself, that will ultimately invest into your community, right? And so it's not a bad choice at all, as long as you're a good person as well there. I do feel as if, Virgo, the biggest op for you right now is your people pleasing aspect. I think you might have even been in a place for a while now, Virgo, where you're realizing, the Four of Swords is confirming it right here. You probably had recent periods right now, Virgo, where you've reflected and realized where your people pleasing aspect has really screwed you over. I'm thinking about the Game of Thrones now, which, spoiler alert if you haven't watched Game of Thrones at this point, I suppose, but in the first season of Game of Thrones, you had Ned Stark, who ended up being executed at the end of the first season, wasn't it? And he's just known as like the most honorable, loyal man, right? And all that did, a good person too. It's like, and all that really accomplished for him was to be executed, right? Which I know is a really brutal way of like expressing this message here, but I do feel as if you felt as if you've been put up on the chopping block more often than not, when you're just trying to mind your own business. You're just trying to like do your own thing and help other people out. But in the process of you helping other people out, or you trying to just give something the benefit of the doubt, again, you end up regretting it there. And so I feel like you're now at this point be like, all right, if it's not serving to my betterment right now, I'm done and over with it, right? Because I feel like for you, you know how people always use like the rising like a phoenix from the ashes? Like, I feel like you're tired of rising from the ashes, Virgo. I feel as if you're at this point where it's like, why do there need to be ashes in the first place? Why do I even need to become ashes when I could just maintain being a phoenix and just doing my own thing? Because the only reason why I turn into ashes is when I try to be a good person, when I try to be a people pleaser, yada yada yada, right? So that's what I see you as right now, Virgo. And I think honestly that's the best decision that you should be making working for yourself. I think you're right in tune with the chapter of your life that you're in right now, you're about to be stepping into right now, because the next chapter, you're meant to have more authority. You're meant to have more responsibility. I feel like your spiritual team is shaping you up for something in your future there, Virgo. So, for example, you could be a long-term plan that you made with your spiritual team where you become like a business owner, right? So you could be going through life experiences right now that will inevitably be valuable to you as you become a business owner, even if it's completely unrelated to doing business, right? You know, you can learn how to become a better business owner by simply just being a waiter or waitress or working customer service, because you learn how to be confrontational and you learn when to bite your tongue, right? And you can definitely apply that to running your own business. See where I'm going here for you, Virgo? But ultimately, pay attention, friend, all right? Because your spiritual team hasn't forgotten about your physical world and making sure that you feel taken care of in the physical environment there, all right? Whether that's your finances, whether it's just general stability in your life there. Like, your spiritual team is not forgetting that there, Virgo. But they still need you to go through a couple more chapters where it's going to start feeling good now, that especially now that you're prioritizing yourself there, Virgo. But you need to go through a couple more chapters that help build character in some way and help set the path for you to be able to be a lot more financially stable in the latter half of this year. I feel like April is going to be really a time of where you're going to be having a lot stronger sense of control of your life and of your schedule. I won't be surprised if you have been starting to set yourself up for a routine, and in that routine is going to be what really blesses some type of opportunity or unexpected door opening for you there. You know, so let's just make an example out of this here, Virgo, all right? In a very hypothetical, not real situation, right? Let's say I'm a Virgo, right? I guess my moon's technically in Virgo, so I guess this could apply to me as well, Virgo. But, you know, let's say this is for me, right? And I decide to start being more strict about my skincare. And as I continue being more strict about my skincare, that inadvertently helps me out in my Queen of Pentacles, because then I end up getting a brand deal for a skin company because I saw how good my skin looked. And then, yeah, you know, the story writes itself, right? And so that's what I feel like is going to be happening for you, is a series of events that start off with something that was seemingly so small. It's like you decide to start walking every single day, Virgo, after lunch, and it's because of that decision there you end up running into a person that's able to get you a job at your dream place, and you know, the rest is history, right? I really do feel like there's going to be some type of butterfly effect. Maybe not so dramatic, but you know, what if it is, right? And so right now, Virgo, I really want to be telling you, like, this is the time for you to be really convicted in your life and disciplined in your life there. All right. And to be willing to wake up and show up every single day and water specific seeds of your life. I want to be saying for you, Virgo, is I think the worst thing you could be doing right now is to have your hands in too many pots at once. I think you should hyper focus in on one thing and consistently show up and feed that, and wait for that Page of Wands to manifest. Wait for that door to open, because it's going to open relatively quickly. It's like you focus on growing strawberries, and once you start seeing strawberries grow in your garden, then you can swap over to start growing something else as well while those strawberries are growing. But first, put all your energy into first getting your first strawberry. You see where I'm going here? I know I'm using a lot of metaphors and analogies here, Virgo, but I do hope it helps get the point across of how you would apply this tarot reading to your own specific situation in your life there, right? Because only you know your life the most there, Virgo, all right? So that's what I have there for you for your general reading for April, Virgo. Overall, again, really, really good. But right now, I want you to start thinking about the person that's on your mind. Start thinking about somebody to have on your mind, rather, Virgo. So I can start connecting to their energy. I'm going to be pulling 3 to 4 cards at the beginning to get as much of a specific detailed energy as possible, so you'll know pretty quickly, Virgo, if I'm connected to the person that's on your mind or not, right? And then from there, you can see if I can provide any type of insight for y'all's situation. And also, as we start connecting to this, just a quick little thank you, Virgo, for hanging out with me today, and making it this far. I really appreciate it, and I hope you are having a good, I guess it's Tuesday. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning for Tuesday, right now. So I hope you have a good Tuesday when I upload this, Virgo. So, who are we connected to right now, friend? What are you dealing with here? Ooh, the Judgment in the reverse here. So we have the Moon, the Eight of Wands, and the Five of Wands here. And then the Judgment in the reverse in the back of the deck. You're dealing with somebody right now, Virgo, that I can understand why they're on your mind, because it kind of feels as if they've just left you in the dark there. It's almost as if, like, I don't know if you've gone through experience with them, Virgo, where it's like they loved bomb you, or you got a lot of attention from them at one point in time, and then just like overnight, like their behavior changed, is something that I'm getting here. Something in specific, I feel like this energy is like, while I don't feel like this person is necessarily a new person in your life, but I do feel like the interactions recently is something that's new. So you might have known this person for a long period of time, but maybe you just recently started having more conversations and then this happened or something. Or maybe you just like when you're like talking to them, like they just feel extremely nostalgic or something of that nature there, Virgo. But yeah, you're in this place where you're like almost like a frustration from your end, being like, okay, what happened here? You feel as if you've been left in the dark about this here, and it's just like a very sudden thing where you're just like, all right, did I do something wrong? Is that, was it my breath? What's going on here? How does this story continue to unfurl here? Ace of Cups coming in here. All right, so they show up and show out. Emperor card coming in as well. So Virgo, we're about to be delving in a little bit deeper with this here, but I wanted to take a look and see, it's like, what are the future actions, what's going to be going on here. Getting that Ace of Cups and the Emperor, it's like this person gains the confidence and has enough assertive energy to be vulnerable and have an honest conversation with you about something. Now, whether that's a positive thing or a negative thing, Virgo, it's going to be very dependent on the context of who this person is, right? For example, this could be someone that you're dating or you were dating, and then they went silent, and then you end up hearing from them in a week or two, and they explain themselves. But when they explain themselves, you find out it's like, oh, I went silent because I have a secret family on the side that I had to commit to, right? And that's an example of it being bad news. An example of this being good news is more so from a way where, especially because of that Emperor card and that Ace of Cups there, this is somebody where it's like the emotion probably spooked them out a little bit. Now, I'm not about to be that person that tells you, Virgo, where it's like they just have these strong emotions, they don't know what to do with them, and so they just, ghost and grow by. Like, if someone's going to be like that, you don't want them in your life. But I can see the context of this being somebody where it's like you guys connected really well, and it's kind of overwhelmed them in the sense of like how vulnerable they felt around you. And so I feel like this is going to be someone that tries to continue the conversation with you, but showing a little bit more of that more sensitive side of themselves there. What causes this? This will help give us a lot more context of like why they decide to like change behavior and seem to go back to like how things were at the beginning there. Knight of Swords coming in there. Hanged Man, let's do one more. Six of Wands coming in there. So why they decided to do that is, it's almost as if something was going on personally in their life here, Virgo. Now again, yeah, and then the King of Pentacles in the back of the deck. Now again, Virgo, I'm not here to excuse their behavior or anything, just to explain what could be happening so it's not your fault or anything. But this kind of gives me the impression of somebody that had a lot going on in their personal life, whether it be good or bad. I can tell you by the end of it, it ended up being very good for them. But this could have been someone where it's like when y'all first connected, it was like as if like right before like crap hit the fan for them, right? Where like, maybe something crazy happened in their home life there. Maybe they ended up dealing with like a cranky landlord or something, and so all of their energy and time and emotional space went into dealing with that there. And after that ends up being resolved, then they show up to you all optimistic and happy because of not only of like what ended up turning out positive that was stressing them out, but also because during this whole entire process, like they're still thinking about you, they're still their emotions, there's still some level of fantastical energy about this, where there is a little bit of like fantasizing of like the hypotheticals or like the best case scenarios, or just like, just your typical daydreaming when you're interested in somebody, right? Now, don't allow this to feed into some type of delusional energy, my darling. If this is somebody that has been going radio silent and breadcrumbing you back and forth for weeks or months at a time, friend, with no explanation, you deserve better. This to me is a context of an energy where it's like you start out, the energy starts out strong after the conversation happens, then they start going ghost for, at most like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, but that's the most. Like anything beyond that, friend, just move on. You deserve something better. All right. And then after they end up reconnecting, you just see they maintain showing this more emotionally vulnerable side, and I feel like they explain themselves as well. All right, so if it doesn't fit that type of picture, friend, I can't stress it enough. Don't feed into some type of delusional energy that that it just isn't, friend. All right. We'll take a look in regards to their feelings towards you in specific. All right, just to see if this will help give a little bit more clarity as well in regards to like what you want to be doing with the said connection here. The world in the reverse. Okay. You remind them of somebody, which is a good somebody here, but... And then the King of Swords here in the back of the deck. If I were to get really specific about this, friend, Virgo, is that I feel as if you remind them of somebody, or you remind them of a feeling. And not to say as if like you remind them of like an ex or something, but you remind them of like a level of like intensity of a feeling that they haven't felt in either a long time, or it's just a feeling they never had, but it still feels familiar. Like this is just some intense emotion here. And I feel like there is some level where they want to try to play it cool, or where they're trying to intellectualize this quite a bit here. I won't be surprised if this person struggles with some social cues, which is not a bad thing, but I feel like, sometimes like they have to be hit over their head with a brick to really get like understand like what's happening. Or sometimes where it's like you could be like the entire time making it as obvious as possible that you're interested in them, but sometimes they just need to be hit over the head to be like, oh, wait a minute, they're interested in me. It's that type of energy there. But overall, like, I don't see anything malevolent with this. I don't see any type of games or anything of that nature here, Virgo. So at the end of the day, you can take this tarot reading at least to heart, to know that, you don't need to internalize anything at all. I really do see this as a situation where it's like, this is a person that when they're dealing with a bunch of stress in their life, they just choose to go in their shell, which, I can't really blame them, because I'm exactly the same way. So maybe that's why I'm giving this so much grace. But yeah, my love, I hope this helps in some way, Virgo. If you did enjoy this tarot reading, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe, because it does help if you did enjoy this tarot reading. And if you'd like to book up one-on-one private tarot reading with me, you can look down below in the description box where my website is, Virgo, where it's just SimplyVelca.com. Same as my username, just with the .com. And I will connect to you sometime in the near future, Virgo. Bye.